All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. It's PastorDowell. Just got finished doing a video on winter meat, right? Winter meat. And let me give you a perspective, an alternative perspective, that when we're making these videos, as opposed to the information that you're receiving out there in the world, how that sometimes it can be conflicting, information. I'm up at Brother Chris Paul's house with the brethren, Brother Robert, Brother Chris,
Shalom.
Brother Chance, and get well.
Shalom.
All right, that's why we're up here. All right, when people are putting out information, and we always say you have to be discerning when people are putting out information. And I'll give you an example. Brother Chris just brought up a very good point. There's this doctor, he's 80-something years old, and he looks like he's in his 50s. And he's a carnivore, meaning he eats meat, all right? And I think the system tried to sue him because he said, why would you want to listen to doctors? Because, after all, the average doctor dies at 58 years old. And, of course, they had to drop the suit because he was off by 2 years. The average doctor dies at 56 years old. So, think about this for a second. There's a lot of information out here on the information highway. And when I speak to you about meat, mind you, I just did the video where I was speaking about we're raising, key word, our own chickens, meaning we know exactly what's in that meat. The deer, it's out there in the wild, all right? And we raise our own cattle. We know exactly what's in the meat. It's good for you, it's really, really, truly good for everybody to, adopt a detox program, but you really need a detox program if you're going to the grocery store and you're buying the meats that are in that store because, in my own personal opinion, they have too many chemicals in it, too many things that they feed the animals that's got herbicides, pesticides, and everything else in it, along with all different types of who knows what they're injecting into meat nowadays. And that's the reason why people today, their lifespan is being shortened because of the quality of the food. There's no quality in it at all. Really what you're doing is just filling your gut. And then, of course, by the time if you're going to warm up some foods and you just stuck it in the microwave and you nuked it after death, you really done destroyed every single bit of whatever nutritional value you had in it. All you are doing is just filling your gut. You're not doing anything to make your body mineral efficient. Matter of fact, the majority of people are mineral deficient. And to contrast that with vegetarians, many people, they talk about being vegetarianism as if, that is the lifelong journey for people. People should actually be vegetarians because it was the original diet and all that other stuff. I understand what they're saying, but I've never seen a healthy vegetarian at 85, 90 years old. I've just never seen one, but I have seen a healthy grandmother, that my grandmother, when she passed away, about 95 years old. And I've seen some people that just ate totally contrary to that. Listen, whatever the scriptures say is true. But when the scriptures say it, and the reason why it's telling is true, because the majority of the people are people that's in the scriptures, they were farmers. They were agricultural people. They didn't depend on a system to go and raise their livestock for them. They didn't depend on the system to go out there and trust in whatever the system was putting inside of these animals, put it in a food storage or a food store out here, and then you have to, according to whatever the FDA says, accept it as if it's gospel truth. No, they were responsible for their own meat that they were raising. And when you're dealing with the subject of should you eat meat, shouldn't you eat meat, vegetarian or not vegetarian, again, I said it the other day, a lot of people that are vegetarians don't even know how to be vegetarians because while they're adopting a plant-based diet, they really have to educate themselves. Where are you going to get your B12 from? You need B12. You need B12, B6, B3. You're going to need minerals. You're going to need all these things that come from the earth that the animals actually meet that comes in you. How are you going to supplement that if you don't know what you're doing? Can you do that on a plant-based diet? Sure you are, but no matter what, you're still going to have to supplement. Even today, with us actually eating and raising our own meat on the community, we take an extraordinary amount of vitamins and herbs. Why? Because the soil is depleted. the animals, we're under no illusion whatsoever at all. Even though we compost and do all this other stuff, and we go get a special mix for our chickens, we have to drive an hour and 15 minutes just to go get a special mix for our chickens in order to be able to feed them and to raise them, and then to be able to butcher them after 8 weeks. But it also costs us a lot of money to do that, because our health is wealth. Our health means it's a whole lot more important to us than actually trusting in the system out there. And let me throw this last thing on you. I just got finished reading that you remember when everybody stood up for Chick-fil-A, when the alphabet Gayfords out there and every alternative lifestyle wanted to come against them, and then they, it was a big old national thing about 2 or 3 years ago, right? Well, Chick-fil-A has since done changed their stance, and now they're actually done got rid of all the supporting groups that they used to be able to support. That was what we would call conservative and straight. I'm gonna use those terms right there, because how YouTube and every other apparatus is out there. They're always looking for something to be able to ban you and block you. But now they've decided to saddle up with the alphabets and the Gayfords out there. And in doing that, well, guess what? Don't get me wrong. I didn't really spend too much time there anyway. But you ain't got to worry about me, Pastor Dowell, won't be going to no Chick-fil-A, if you understand what I mean. Because why give them my money? Why give it to them? I mean, they're already going to make enough money off the sickos out there anyway, and the psychos. But anyway, I hope it says something to stimulate thought. Remember, it's a total different aspect when you are rearing and when you are raising your own cattle and livestock, and you're eating from the fruit of your labors as the Most High raised them, as opposed to buying the stuff out in the store. So, do you need a detox? Sure you do. But again, now you see the reason why I talk so much about communities and homesteads. Why? Because your fruits, your vegetables, your livestock. I mean, on Straightway, and this is the truth, on Straightway, literally 85% of the stuff that we eat comes from the community. Actually comes from the community. Now, we have to go out every now and then and buy like bread. Of course, then when we do that, we go up to the Amish store or whatever they call them people up there, and we get the non-GMO raised flour. And we get stuff like that. And we're very careful about what we try to eat. I think you should have tried to do everything you can to adopt the same type of lifestyle, or at least try to make it. Like right now, I just got finished drinking some water out of a Berkey, a big Berkey over there. Most of you probably ain't never heard of a Berkey. A Berkey, what, Pastor, did you just burp or something? Or is it a burp? What are you talking about? That's what I'm saying. You're going to have to educate yourself, because the one thing you can depend on, the system damn sure ain't going to do it for you.